All right, guys, welcome to BTech Reviews After Dark edition, and it is after midnight, and today is June 7th, 2022, and today we are going to discuss the Apple WWDC 22 event, and I'm going to just briefly play a small recap, and I guess from the recap, we can discuss, pause, and talk about what's happening in the actual stream. Let me just share this on Twitter. Hopefully we can get a few people in here tonight. Maybe a Trizzle, maybe a more love. Looks like we got a few people in already, which is good. Let's go ahead and share that really quick. And hopefully everyone's doing okay today. Hopefully you guys had a good Monday start to the week. And again, I'm continuing to try to do this BTech After Dark series. Again, I really wasn't planning on getting on this late, but I ended up taking a walk. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're there in the chat, don't forget to say something. Don't hesitate to say hi. Let's go ahead and let's see. How should I format this? Should I do it like this? Oh, cool. Okay, I can actually switch. Okay, hold on. There we go. I'll put my little screen thing on the bottom. So just a heads up for those of you who haven't seen this already. Again, today Apple had their yearly event where they talk about their new tech that they're putting out, etc. like that. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Hopefully the sound, let me know if it looks okay on your end. I'm going to go ahead and start playing it now.
Together with iPhone, iOS helps you get so much done, whether you're at home or on the move. And the next release, iOS 16, offers new intelligence, sharing, and communication features that are going to enhance so much of what you do with your iPhone. The new lock screen remains undeniably iPhone. Let me show you. Here's my lock screen. You'll notice the subtle depth effect with my daughters appearing in.
Okay, so just pausing it there really quick, I can tell you really quick that this is a feature that Android has had for years already. Now, you might not see it on stock vanilla Android that much anymore, but if you have Samsung devices or even LG devices in the past, Motorola devices, you'll know that they have things that you can do and even widgets to add onto their actual
front of the
screens there.
I really love it. Now, if I just press and hold, I can personalize it further. I'll just tap customize, and now I'm in the editor. Now check this out. I can simply swipe to try out different styles that automatically change the color filter, the background, and the font for the time, all to complement each other. It's easy to dial it in further to get it just the way I want it. All I need to do is tap on any element of the lock screen to start editing. So let's customize the font. I can audition different typefaces and choose from different colors. So let me move the girls down here and tap in to bring up the widget gallery. So I'll add the temperature, my activity rings, and let's drag in the calendar widget. Now this is great.
By the way, hopefully Apple doesn't decide to take this down, or hopefully I don't get a copyright claim, mostly because I know MTR had an issue with this earlier today, but he was actually watching the main thing live. I'm just watching it via the CNET YouTube's channel, so I got to give CNET credit. Hopefully they don't give me a copyright flag.
And what's even better is I'm not limited to just one. Let's create another. I can bring up our brand new wallpaper gallery, which showcases a bunch of options for inspiration. And there are plenty to choose from here. So much room for personalization, with millions of combinations. With Photo Shuffle, I can choose a set of photos to shuffle throughout the day. And we also have suggested photos, intelligently curated for my personal library, like the best shots of family that look great on the lock screen. Notifications now roll in from the bottom of the lock screen as you receive them, and you can choose to hide them throughout the day. And now we're adding 3 of the most highly requested features to messages. First, have you ever sent a message only to immediately realize you didn't quite say what you intended?
Hmm.
Well, no worries, because now you can edit any message you just sent, so embarrassing typos can be a thing of the past. Second, have you ever wished you'd never sent that message at all? Well, good news, now you have undo send, so you can immediately recall a recent misfire. And
Well, okay, first of all, I mean, again, this feature has been around in other messaging apps. It's not like this feature is new. I think Apple is just deciding, oh, let's go ahead and implement the unsending message app or unsending message thing. But it's available on WhatsApp. It's available on Facebook Messenger, and I'm pretty sure, like even Android, probably you can go and delete your messages. Like the whole editing thing is, I think that's interesting though. Although like most of the time, like people just correct themselves now rather than go back and edit like the entire thing. I think that's interesting though.
finally, you can now mark any thread as unread, a perfect tool if you don't have time to respond in the moment and want to be sure to come back to a message later. And
All right.
we're making it that much easier to compose messages with some updates to dictation.
Now, when I start dictating, the keyboard stays open, so I can switch between using voice and touch. I can even select text using touch and replace it with my voice just by speaking. Are you sending a longer message? Dictation automatically adds punctuation to the text.
We're introducing iCloud Shared Photo Library to help you share photos seamlessly and even automatically. You can participate in one shared library that's shared with up to 5 other people. We've made it simple to share just the photos you want from your library. You can share everything already in your library, or choose what to include based on a start date, or the people in the photos. Once the shared library is set up, you can manually move over new photos after you take them. But we wanted to make it even easier with a new switch right in camera that sends shots straight to the shared library as you take them. You can also choose to have the sharing switch enabled automatically whenever you take shots with other members of the shared library nearby. So if you take photos on a camping trip, you don't have to remember to share them later. Everyone has equal permissions for adding, editing, and deleting photos in the shared library. So if one member of the group is a talented photo editor,
I think this is interesting. I think this would actually be very useful for people that work within companies that, require like things like this, like photo editing or again, if you have a big family, right, and you want to share like a bunch of photos that are being taken, especially when you have family that's just not there all the time. Now, of course, you still have apps like Facebook and Instagram and everything like that, people that go and post pictures, and again, you can literally just start a messaging thread and start sending pictures in there. But I do think this is kind of interesting, I guess, for people that are not always close to each other, that want to maybe have something a little more private, right? Something that is not like Facebook or Instagram, and that can be just shared between family members. I think that's pretty cool. Let me see. Do I have any chats here? Still no chats. That's okay. Looks like we had 4 people at one point, though.
everyone gets to enjoy their edits
BTech
to the
After
shared
Dark.
photos. Deletions, captions, and keywords sync too.
The new MacBook Air takes everything our users love about the Air to the next level. The new Air is just 11.3 millimeters thin, or under half an inch, and it's only 2.7 pounds. MacBook Air
Interesting.
now comes in 4 finishes: silver, space gray, a gorgeous starlight, and a stunning midnight. And yes, MagSafe is back for dedicated charging and peace of mind when you're plugged in. And it keeps the 2 Thunderbolt ports free for connecting to a variety of accessories. There's also an audio jack with support for high impedance headphones. This all-new design is incredibly portable, and it's loaded with new features, starting with a brilliant liquid retina display. We expanded
Ooh,
the
liquid
display
retina.
closer to the sides and up around the camera to make room for the menu bar. The result is a larger 13.6-inch display with much thinner borders. So MacBook Air features a new 1080p camera with twice the
So first of all, I'm really not a fan of those notches that they put up there. I would rather have like a small black bezel than anything else than have a notch like that. It's just like you're implementing, like you're kind of like making it seem like the notch is like a normal thing, which I don't think it should be. I've always been a fan of like Macs and MacBook computers, or I have a Mac Mini here at home. And I'm just not a fan of that specifically. I did have a MacBook Pro for about 5 years, and that laptop held up considering, again, that I had it for 5 years. I kind of regret selling it. It was a nice little MacBook. And it was one of the last of the MacBooks that had the little light up Apple logo in the back. So I really kind of missed that feature. But anywho,
resolution and twice the low light performance of the previous Air. There's also some new charging options, including a compact power adapter with 2 USB-C ports, so you can charge 2 devices at once. And for the first time, the Air supports fast charge with an available 67-watt adapter.
Wow.
So you can charge up to 50% in just 30 minutes.
Wow.
To fit inside such a thin design, the speakers and mics are completely integrated between the keyboard and display, all while delivering an even better audio experience. The Magic Keyboard features a full height function row with Touch ID. And of course, the new Air has a spacious, industry-leading Force Touch trackpad.
The all-new MacBook Air starts at $1199 and just $1099 for education.
And when it comes
pretty
to
much the norm.
performance, M2 takes it even further.
Today, we're excited to start the next generation of Apple Silicon for the Mac.
All right.
Introducing
M1 Max. Oh, the M2.
M2 is built using an enhanced second-generation 5nm technology and features over
And first of all, this just makes my M1 Mac Mini worthless, even though I know that the M1 devices are still going to be supported and they're still good. They're still good to use. I mean, but the fact that now they're coming out with a Gen 2 on these M1 chips already, kind of upsets me because I've only had my Mac Mini for a couple of years, but I guess this is better than going from Intel's processors and whatnot. But let's see what they say. Let's see what they have to say about the M2
20
processors.
billion transistors. That's
20 billion.
25% more than M1. So for M2, we've enabled up to 24 gigabytes of unified memory to handle even larger and more complex workloads. M2 features our next generation CPU with advancements in both the performance and efficiency cores. The performance cores are faster and feature larger cache, and the efficiency cores have been significantly enhanced for even greater performance gains. M2 also features our next generation GPU, which now has up to 10 cores. That's 2 more than M1. It also has our next generation media engine, including a higher bandwidth video decoder that supports 8K H.264 and HEVC video.
Wow.
And M2 features our powerful ProRes video engine for hardware-accelerated encode and decode. So systems with M2 will be able to play back multiple streams of 4K and 8K video. So that's M2. It starts our next generation of M-series chips with an 18% faster CPU, 35% faster GPU, 40% faster neural engine, and 50% more memory bandwidth.
M2 is coming to another Mac, which is actually the world's second best-selling laptop, the 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's our most portable Pro notebook, and users love the performance it delivers in its compact design. With an active cooling system, the MacBook Pro is designed to sustain its Pro performance. And thanks to M2, it also supports up to 24 gigabytes of unified memory.
That's pretty good.
Along with 50% more memory bandwidth, multitasking and working with large assets is super fluid. With support for ProRes encode and decode in M2's media engine, you can convert your video projects to ProRes nearly 3 times faster than before. MacBook Pro also delivers phenomenal battery life with up to 20 hours of video playback. So that's the powerful 13-inch MacBook Pro. The powerful 13-inch MacBook Pro starts at $1299 and $1199 for education.
macOS Ventura enriches so many of the ways we use our Macs. So let's jump in. When you're working on the Mac, it's really easy to find yourself with lots of open windows. Let's activate Stage Manager from Control Center. As you see, it automatically arranges all my windows for me off to the side and puts the app I'm currently working with front and center. When I bring forward a different app, like clicking on Mail here in the dock, you'll see that it's brought to the stage and Safari gracefully moves over to the left with my other recent apps. Spotlight is great for doing all kinds of things.
I mean, I think that's a cool little feature. If you guys want to go back and look at that, the whole the apps kind of being there in the corner. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, it's going to take up some of your screen. It's going to take up 20% of your screen. So it's what's the point of having like a windowed mode? Like if you're used to having, you know, your I guess your screen in windowed mode like that, but most people that are, you know, people that are working on a lot of stuff, they're not going to have it like that, you know, or at least in my opinion, you know, I'd rather have like a workspace or something set up, or even a multi-screen setup. But I think that little feature, it's just more for appearance purposes. I mean, literally, it's just minimize and maximize whatever window you're using, and that's it, basically. I mean, I kind of a dumb feature, but I guess it is what it is.
Puts the app I'm currently working with front and center. When I bring forward a different app, like clicking on Mail here in the dock, you'll see that it's brought to the stage and Safari gracefully moves over to the left with my other recent apps. Spotlight is great for doing all kinds of things, like quickly launching an app or starting a search. And now you can peek at a result in Quick Look with a tap on the spacebar. Spotlight can now also find images from your photo library across the system and on the web. We spend a lot of time in front of our Macs with our cameras on. Our webcams have become an integral part of work, school, and play. And now, with Continuity Camera, you can use iPhone as your webcam. Now, I'm just going to pop this stand on my iPhone and attach it.
Oh my god! I bet you that stand is going to cost like $1,000 or something like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to make like secondary stands. But look at that! Look at that! What the heck is that? Like, I guess if you want like a much better resolution, especially because, you know, we all know that iPhone cameras are the best cameras to have, right? But I think this is just weird. I think it's cool, but I also think it's, I mean, they already have to utilize your Apple iPhone as your camera already. You have to have a specific software, I believe. But other than that, I think this is, it's going to be dumb, but it's also going to be cool at the same time.
Let's launch FaceTime. You can see my Mac automatically detects my iPhone and uses it as the camera. I don't even have to wake up my iPhone. This all works.
But I bet you that little thing that is connected to the MacBook has to be like specific. Like you have to have that specific item
wirelessly. So there's nothing to plug in. So to try this out, let's call a friend in the design studio.
You know, one thing I love about Continuity Camera is center stage. I can move around and center stage will keep me in the frame. I'll frequently pair that with portrait mode to blur the background with that beautiful bokeh.
I mean, this is not a new feature.
The new one people are gonna love is Studio Light. Check this out. It brightens my face and darkens the background. Okay, now I want to show my favorite new feature, Desk View. You can see the work that's on my desk and it keeps me in the picture. It is amazing. Take a look. It looks like I have a dedicated overhead camera, but this is Desk View, creating both of these views from the one ultra-wide camera on my iPhone using some very powerful image processing. I didn't even need to adjust my phone. Desk View is going to be great for sharing new designs with my team.
Now, I do think that this is a cool feature if they allow you to use it outside of FaceTime. That way, people that, like myself, for instance, that do unboxing videos on specific things, they don't need to, you know, have to, I guess, spend a lot of time either editing or something like that. Like if they can implement this to, like, I don't know, Final Cut or iMovie or something where you can actually like open up and do live filming like this would be amazing. Because it's already, if you think about it, like a multicam setup. So I think it's going to be, I think it's cool. I hope that it's not just a FaceTime feature though.
I can even use it to show my nephew a new card trick.
And we're working with Belkin to offer beautiful stands to hold your iPhone at the perfect height and angle.
Okay,
these will be available
Belkin
later this year.
This next generation of CarPlay provides.
That's interesting though, because I know the only thing that I'm familiar with Belkin is that they used to make a lot of, like, you know, home routers. So the fact that they're doing that, I guess, now is pretty crazy.
Content for all the
Apple Car, I knew it.
Giving an experience that is unified and consistent. It's the very best of both your car and your iPhone. And it goes beyond what you can do with CarPlay today.
Okay.
Deep integration with the car's hardware lets you tune your car's radio or change your temperature without ever leaving the CarPlay experience. It also includes widgets powered by your iPhone that fit your screens perfectly.
Hopefully I don't get demonetized from this music, by the way.
And the gauge cluster as well.
But pretty much they're just talking about...
At a glance. In fact, this next generation of CarPlay powers your entire instrument cluster. To do this,
pretty cool.
Your iPhone communicates with your vehicle's real-time systems in an on-device, privacy-friendly way, showing all of your driving information like speed, RPMs, fuel level, temperature, and more. And no matter what type of unique screen shapes or layouts you may have, this next generation of CarPlay feels like it was made specifically for your car.
Okay, first of all, I think this is a pretty cool feature, especially if you can share someone like your exact location and where you're driving, like that they can actually see like in real time where you are and where you're moving. I'm not sure. I think Google Maps already has a feature like this, where at least you can at least share your location, with where you're at. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Apple has the same feature also already on their Maps app, but the fact that like they can actually view you real time in their vehicles is pretty cool.
Vehicles will start to be announced late next year,
boom,
and we can't wait to show you further down the road.
The Apple
WatchOS
Car
9 also introduces a refreshed Siri UI and new banner notifications. And active apps will be pinned to the top of the dock for quick access.
And there's also a new custom workout that you can use to add structure into your run. For example, if you are trying to improve your speed or endurance, you can create a workout using distance and time intervals that include sets of work and recovery, which you can repeat as needed. You can also add one of the new alerts to a specific part of your workout, like one to monitor which heart rate zone you want to train in to help keep you on track. During your run, these alerts will guide you with both haptics and voice feedback, letting you know when to switch between work and recovery, and when to pick up the pace if your heart rate falls below the target zone that you set. We also know there are many iPhone users who want to meet their fitness goals but don't yet have an Apple Watch. So in iOS 16, the fitness app will be available to all iPhone users. Using the iPhone motion sensors, you can track steps, distance, flights climbed, and workouts from your favorite apps, which can be converted to an estimation of your active calories to contribute to your daily move goal. You'll also be able to share your move ring with friends and receive coaching tips.
WatchOS 9 can now track the amount of time your heart shows signs of this rhythm with AFib history. And in the Health app, you can manage lifestyle factors that may influence the amount of time you spend in AFib, like exercise, sleep, and weight. AFib history even helps you identify the time of day or week when your AFib is most frequent. You can also share a PDF with your doctor to facilitate richer conversations. AFib history is a first-of-its-kind feature that uniquely provides insights into your AFib over the long term.
Like, I think this is interesting. I've heard stories like where people are wearing their Apple Watches and I don't know if it's like a new feature, but basically like, people that have heart conditions or can get notified that something is not, quite right, or that there's some sort of, I guess something going on with their heart, like a specific rhythm, or, if their blood pressure is too high or if their heart rate is too high, like it'll notify you saying like, oh, your heart rate is too high. I don't know how accurate, these things really are. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Apple Watch is pretty, I guess, what's the word, accurate when it comes to stuff like this. And again, if it's to the point where like you're sharing this information with a doctor, then like, what the heck, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's interesting. Here, let's change the view here just for the heck of it. Let me put there we go. Okay, so again, I have nobody. I've been live streaming for about 20 some minutes. Nobody joined the live stream tonight. That's kind of crappy, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and finish it off. The video is literally almost done.
We expect to receive FDA clearance for AFib history soon.
Okay, so I don't want to autoplay any of this. So, I mean, again, let's go ahead and stop sharing here. And let's go ahead and throw in some music really quick. Let's go ahead and throw in some lo-fi, maybe. Some lo-fi. There we go. Okay, we'll put that around. Hey, what's up, Michael Loke? How's it going? So I don't know if you're just jumping in, man. I just literally watched a recap of the 2021 Apple event, buddy. And you know, there's a few things that I could probably talk about when it came to the event. You know, like first of all, like they do talk about the new iOS 16, right? With you know, specific little features like widgets on the home screen and everything like that. What's up, Michael Loke? You're my only fan, buddy. You're my only viewer and my only fan here tonight, man. Yeah, I've been streaming for about 30 minutes, so if you want, you can go back and watch the replay on the beginning, I guess. But anyways, so basically, you know, if you watched WWDC 2022, you'll know about some of the new features already. And I don't know why my computer is lagging. I need to kind of get my graphics card in check over here just because. Yeah, well, today I've been kind of in pain a little bit. I wouldn't say like too much. I'm probably going to go and take a pill right now after I get off of the live stream here. Latrell says, my bad, I've been playing with my new TV. Man, dude, this thing is just lagging. Windows security, actions recommended. But you know what? I have like softwares that are open that I don't need open. Razer, I can delete that, exit out there. Anywho, guys, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if Latrell, you got to see the Apple event, but pretty much, you know, they announced like a few new MacBooks, like the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro, and they did announce a new version of not just iOS but macOS as well, with a new M2 chip. So now the M1 and M1 Max are going to be kind of like the older stuff, I guess. So you're going to be seeing the new M2 chip come out with some of these new laptops later on this year. Now, what I did like about that is they have little features that, like, now they're going to have this thing where you can actually use your iPhone as a webcam, like on your laptop. I don't know if that's going to apply for their desktops, like the iMac, right? I don't know, Michael. Why don't you ask Latrell? LOL. How is Latrell? I don't know. Latrell, how are you doing, buddy? How are you doing? He's doing good. I mean, he popped in one of my live streams a couple nights ago, and I'm probably not going to be on too much longer because my shoulder is starting to hurt pretty bad as I'm sitting here. So I do apologize, guys. It's not going to be a super long stream, but I will go ahead and talk about you know, what I liked and what I disliked about WWDC 22, the Apple event. Hopefully they don't take my video down for copyright. Again, I was trying to live stream with Magic Tech earlier in the day, and they took down his live stream. But anywho, oh my gosh, my shoulder is killing me. So, you know, pretty much, you know, the laptop was one other thing. I think the other cool part was that, again, the M2 chip is going to offer a lot of different little features. Pretty much though, like aside from that, you know, the Apple Series Watch also is going to get an update as well that will add some new features. Nothing too crazy. I know one of them is going to be like an AFib monitor. That way, if you have like specific like rhythms to your heart that are not looking right, then it'll notify you, and you know, you can actually use that and take it to like your doctor's office and whatnot. So I think that's pretty interesting. Other than that, though, guys, you know, that really was, they didn't announce anything as far as iPhones from what I saw. Maybe they did, but I was watching the CNET recap. I think probably the most impressive thing that I liked was the being able to use your Apple iPhone with the MacBook Pro or the MacBook Air, right? So that and then they have like a feature where when you're doing like FaceTime, that you can have like a two-shot setup. Now, I think that's pretty cool, right? Hopefully that stays a thing. And I was saying I'm hoping they implement that into like their editing softwares or something like that. Your friend just bought an M1 MacBook Pro for $500. That's not a bad price. I mean, a MacBook Air with an M1. I mean, I believe that's probably, you know, if it doesn't, you know, I don't think it being an M1 devalues it now that an M2 is coming out, right? But I mean, Mac's computers and Apple phones, they kind of hold their value for a few years. Yeah, I don't know why it's lagging, man. Like, I don't know if it's Restream or it's my computer. I probably have to restart my computer, man. Let's see what Michael Loke is saying. Michael Loke says, Take a Norco, relax, get some rest, BTech. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take something right now just because the pain is kind of like it's shooting from my shoulder to my hand now, and it's not feeling good. And I'm pretty sure my face is like turning red from the pain. So, but anywho, guys, you know, again, if you want to go back and watch that little beginning of the first 20 minutes of the video, again, it's just a recap of the WWDC 22 event. Give me your thoughts and opinions. You know, go ahead and comment down below in the towel section below. And again, that's good that Michael Oak says we're not lagging. But again, I really appreciate y'all being here. Latrizzle, don't forget to smash the like button. I know that's your favorite word. Michael Loke, don't forget to smash the like button. Also, I might get on tomorrow, and I might do a live stream with Mill Hustles, aka the track phone guy. We'll see how much pain I'm in tomorrow. My shoulder is like killing me right now. And then we'll go from there. So again, guys, thanks again for watching. Latrizzle, finish setting up that TV, buddy. We'll see you guys next time. You guys have a good night, okay?